Like for me, when I'm out of balance, it's a lot like what Nate was saying. Like I get afraid. I feel fear.
Right.
A sense of impending doom.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Panic. Right? And if I quiet down, this is what I'm learning now, right? If I quiet down and I go to the call of my conscience, I've lived long enough. I know enough. I've fucked up enough. I've made enough success. I've done enough things right. I've done enough things wrong that my conscience is usually right.
Yeah. Well, I agree with what you're saying. There is this part of me that I feel like it's a very fine line for me, right? Because I do feel like there is a difference between my conscience, and we talked about this before in very, very first episode of, hominy cricket, right? Yeah, because
Eat those cookies.
exactly, right? Like I have this part of me that knows, hey man, like this is what you should be doing as an individual. And then I have that other part of me that tells me like, nah, dude, just fucking have a cookie. It's fine.
You earned it.
Live a little.
You've earned it.
Live a little, bro. Like,
Yeah, you've earned it.
listen, you
Just do it.
remember when
Just
you
do
used
it.
to do drugs and drink and
Come
stuff?
on, homeboy.
You
do
stop
it.
doing all that shit.
fine.
Bro.
Come
have
on.
a fucking
Come on.
cookie.
Just one.
You know
Just
what I
one.
mean? Like I have that, right? So
Fuck
it's
yeah.
like, so I like what you're saying because I do feel like I have to sort of learn how to do that. Learn how to trust myself.
How to trust it.
Because I feel like I've had people in my life say, "Hey man, you got to just trust yourself." And then I say, "You know what? Like I went to rehab to learn that I cannot be trusted. Like I can't be trusted with my feelings. My feelings are telling me to use and drink." You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, at what point do I get to decide, hey man, like,
This is a powerful thing.
right?
What you're talking about.
Yeah, because like I do feel like even when I was using and drinking, like I did have this sense that it was wrong.
Right.
But like ultimately that other voice, maybe the black wolf, if you will, would win out, and I'd be like, fuck it. It was always with a fuck it sort of attitude, right? Like, fuck it. I'm going to do what this voice is telling me to do,
Yeah.
not what my conscience is telling me to do.
Right.
So both of them can coexist, I guess would be my point. And learning how to feed the right wolf so that I'm hearing that one louder over the dark wolf, over hominy cricket.
See, and I don't know anymore.
See,
So I mean, I feel like it's all the same thing because we all have it, right? Like whether you call it intuition or whether you call it your conscience, like it's sort of that notion within us, right? And luckily, like I said, I mean, even when I was at the worst of the worst and at the bottom of the barrel, like the reason that I was as bad as I was, or I was hating myself as much as I was, or I was as miserable as I was because I had so much shame and guilt. And the reason that I had so much shame and guilt was because somewhere deep inside of me, whether it was my conscience or my intuition, I knew that what I was doing was bad.
Was not the highest version
Was-
of yourself for sure.
Well, I mean, I will say that it was bad because I associated it to bad at the time.
Right.
But it was definitely not in line with the highest version of myself.
I fucking totally agree.
Right. So, on that note, like the intuition or that subconscious or like you said, the conscience was definitely there. You know, so it's there now, and it gets to tell me like, you know, yes, Cameron, like these things probably need more attention. But my question is like, because I run into this a lot now, my question is like, how do I go through this process of like recognizing what's out of balance and then redirecting the appropriate amount of attention to it while not kicking the shit out of myself for letting it get out of balance? Because that's where I run into problems. It's like I will beat myself up and put myself through the ringer for allowing things to get that out of whack, right? Like,
Are you doing it on purpose?
no, I don't think so. But
Okay.
I do think
Good
that
start.
yeah, I do think somewhere deep down, like it's been integrated in me to feel or to like kick the shit out of myself for those things, like whether it was something that happened in my childhood, like
Yeah, right.
behaviors that were maybe instilled from my parents unknowingly, or even things that I got from my older brothers, like like, dude, you need to frickin' do this. Dude, you frickin' need to do that. And if you're not doing it, then you're lazy or you're whatever, and yada, 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 right? So on and so forth. So I can't really say where it comes from, but it's definitely there. And it's a process that I have to work through, or that I'm currently working through anyways. Just like redirecting my focus, allowing myself to focus on the things that I need to, and not really fucking lace into myself for allowing things to get that out of whack.
Right. Yeah. I'm watching a lot of stuff on YouTube and listening to a lot of stuff about, how we treat ourselves, basically. And like one of the big things that I'm learning right now is that this is a process. Like everything, like life is a process. We're learning as we go, and that, like I was kind of taught that as a child. Like, when I was taught to beat myself up pretty much. I feel, like to shame myself, and I spoke horrible to myself. I didn't really love myself, and like now I'm learning like, okay, hey, when I have to redirect, or like I see that I'm doing something not as, I don't want to say wrong, but that needs to be done better, or I need to work on other areas, I guess. Like now I'm able to say, oh, okay, I didn't realize that until now. That wasn't done maliciously. I wasn't trying to, hurt anyone outside of me, but okay, I see I need to just shift gears, and I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. And so I'm trying to kind of cut myself a break.
Right.
Because I'm, I feel a lot better.
Well,
like, I really do.
I would hope so.
Like realizing that, hey, like nobody is fucking perfect.
Right.
Right. And really to get to that level that I want to be, like I have to learn all these things.
Yeah.
Like I've got to learn them, and the only way to learn them is to experience. It really is through experience. I think I learn the best through experience. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, some experiences are a little harder to learn from than others, but I have to realize, I'm really taking a hard look at the things that I do and why I do them, my intentions behind them, and realizing that there was no bad intentions, or that, I need to fix some things here. It's okay. Nate, you're okay. You're fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, trying to turn.
And I don't know if that's.
No, it didn't make any sense.
Any sense.
Like, it never does.
They're probably way off topic.
Yeah, way off topic again.